Hey game makers! Welcome to DevLog 12 of Gaia's Melody to Echoed Memories. The remake, whatever. Anyway, intros. So since last time, I've actually yet again upgraded my computer a little. Not for any particular reason, it's just some of my other hardware was kind of out of date, so it was kind of just let's do that and help it run better. So now, I'm getting like the mouse stuttering again, but it shouldn't be doing that because these are all higher performance stuff than what I had before. But it's not nearly as bad or noticeable, so it's fine. And mode 7 runs fine. Let's actually play on the world map. Oh, I should mention, okay, so, what you're looking at is still pretty much a template. I haven't done any of the graphics, but I have been adding in, the areas, onto the world. And some of them are teeny tiny, and I'm actually thinking of making them bigger, but I really didn't know how many I would need. So I've just been kind of gauging it as I go, and might go back and redo some of them. But, let's see. Yeah, because, like, Ruria looks really tiny on here. Eon's huge. Eon's always been huge. But anyway, as I was saying, actually, let's go where I am. Where I'm working. So I finished up to, I've started chapter 7, so I finished chapter 6. And I spent the first half of the month doing all of the tedious stuff I was putting off, like the monster graphics, and the monster stats, and a couple of the battle backgrounds, and monsters, and inputting the monsters, because oh my gosh, it's so time consuming. So that's all caught up to chapter 7 now. This should run, no problem. I haven't actually tested this recording, so here's hoping it works. Otherwise, I'm just a liar. Oh, see, no lag at all. What's my frame rate? I'm like on full 60 frames on a mode 7 map with a ton of random events that are flying a little bit. I probably should tilt that a little more. But, so, yeah, I'm very impressed. I think I updated my motherboard and a couple of other things. Mostly I wanted to update my motherboard because I don't like this song. That's exactly why, because I don't like this song. That's fine. So, because, like, a bunch of my back USB ports on my computer died a while back, and I think that's actually why my microphone was giving me so many problems when I was doing, Let's Make a Dating Sim. I had to remember the name of it. So that's fine, I have all my USB ports and mode 7 works, and I'm happy. I don't think it'll be, like, any sort of problem. I think mode 7, like, that was even in test play while I'm recording. It's fine. I'm pretty sure it was just my outdated graphics card and specs that were giving it major issues, so game should run fine. For anyone who, you know, doesn't have, or who has a computer that's more than, like, good chunky years old. My stuff was probably like 7 years old maybe, or longer. I really don't remember when I got it. Anyway, I'm sure you don't care about my computer specs, but I do, and I'm thrilled, and everything just works so fast, and it's great. Anywho, so, monsters for up to chapter 7 done. The voice clips are all entered up to chapter 7. As far as chapter 7 is completed, I'm up to the Ancient Pass, which is a map I just finished about 10 minutes ago. I haven't put the dungeon traps in, and I'm not sure the best way to do them, because this is an actual dungeon with, like, actual dungeon traps, and the ones in here were, like, lackluster. I'm not even sure how many of them really work. They just, like, do things. I think these run across you and give damage, and I have falling rocks here. But I can't mechanically set them up the same way as I had them, and I'm not really sure why they don't work. I'm assuming it's just MV's logic, or the on-fly core scripts actually rewrite some of MV's logic for events, and they're not really passability, but sort of passability. Anywho, it makes things run a little different, so I'm gonna have to figure out better ways to do falling rocks and things like that, because I've thought literally minimally about it, like, not at all. Literally, I finished this map like 10 minutes ago. Most of the stuff is on doodads, that's why it looks very blank. Here, let's do C-Team here. I don't really want to talk too much about Chapter 6, because I feel like Chapter 6 is one of the chapters that are most spoilery, that you should probably go in blind kind of thing. There you go. It's a big map. I'm also much higher on the map starting than I should be, but that's fine. So yeah, this is it. These just teleport you places. I should probably have a more delay on that, so it actually gives you a chance to group your characters. Oh, and that's a trap. I don't have these set yet. Oh, I did a thing. Okay, well, I'll get to it in a second. But, as far as other things I've done, I actually added more faces for Choco, Tadase, and Annika, because they are the main characters of Chapter 6, and I felt like they were really lacking in faces, because, like, it's another one of those big emotional breakdown chapters where I take a cutie and totally just destroy their mentality. That is that chapter. Seriously, this game should just be called Break the Cutie, the Game, the Anime. That's what it should be. I was writing a document for a future casting call for auditions, not anytime soon, and actually, I wanted to point out that earlier in, like, the first devlog when I said, okay, well, I'm gonna deal with this later when I know more about it, that referred to when the game is pretty much done, I'm in beta testing, and I have the time to go and edit and find people and do auditions and things like that. So not anytime soon in particular. It's just, there's no point. I don't have all the scripts ready. And I don't want to be going back to people being like, hey, I know I talked to you like 3 months ago about doing some voices. Do you want to do them now? No, bad idea. But I made up a, actually, hold on, can I get to it real fast? I looked online for some, websites to do them. So, I was writing out these, like, character things, right? Just, like, for my own use, I guess, to get an idea of how I want to handle this. It'll probably be the document I end up using, and I'm still not sure how or where I'm going to go about doing that. But, I was just listing all of, like, the characters' backstories, and not really the backstories, like Hira's is just, you know, she's shy, she's cute, she has emotional breakdowns, it's great. But, like, if you count up the main characters, you'd count significantly less of them for characters that don't have, like, severe psychological trauma in this game. There's, like, 3 of them that don't suffer any, like, major emotional, like, breakdown moment or, like, the end of the world, just, like... Oh, it actually made me a little depressed thinking about it. Like, the game is covered in romance and fluff and adventure, but it's just when you have it all laid out like that, it's just like, oh my gosh, what did I do to your characters? What was I thinking when I wrote this the first time around? Am I that much of a sadistic, crazy person? Apparently so. But anyway, so I needed to do some more faces, and it's kind of a pain in the butt to actually do faces. Let's do, Annika, she's right there. I probably didn't even need to search her, but that's fine. So, she only got like 3. But the thing is, face graphics, no problem. But every time I do the face graphics, I have to add them into here for the pictures. Yeah, these ones. Woo! And, you know, for each pose. Luckily, I narrowed it down to just, you know, the ones that earlier talked about setup for costumes and things makes this really convenient. But, it's still, like, each face for each thing, depending on how many faces. I think I added maybe 1 or 2 for her. And then it's the mouth flaps, which are 2 frames plus an extra one I could probably get rid of, but I have to go mess with the code and I don't want to do that. So it's pretty much just a blank 3x3, just somewhere there, somewhere. Really? These ones are... Oh. Well, these ones are old, outdated, or... Oh, I know why. Okay, so, let's see, I have no idea what they would be called, the new ones. These ones are here just because I need them in the file. They're outdated and old. But the current ones are only a 3x3 image, and as I learned, you can't apply a texture to a graphic that's less than 3x3 in this. So that was exciting. I was getting like big black squares of characters. It was weird. But, so I need to do all of the mouth flaps for each of those. So it's kind of inconvenient, kind of a pain in the butt to just do them now, but it's fine. I also, let's see, oh, Scarlin. Scarlin is a character in, Chapter 7, who's hanging out in the Magic Elder's house, because of course she is. I actually redesigned her a little. I need to update her sprite a bit more. Char. But, she looked a little too much like Isha with the purple hair going on, so I actually lightened her hair a bit. So yeah, I actually was playing around with, doodles in my notebook of her and ended up pretty much just using one. So, that worked. She has light purple hair now. She's a sort of kitsune. Yeah. Oh yeah, I never actually showed off Ferric in the last one. And I might, because of Ferric, he's actually in the same pose that Locke was in, and I didn't really think about it, so I might redo Locke's pose, because Ferric's pose is Ferric's pose. Yeah. Hey dude, he's got like this coat, I don't know, he's just hanging out. I think I just used his faces from the previous game since he's been demoted to extra in this game. He's a cool extra, don't get me wrong. But he's not one of the protagonists in this one. Spoilers. Ferric fans outcry. And I'm sorry, there was some minor technical mishaps and I had to, do a thing. I hit a button. Shouldn't do that. Now, since last time, I've actually made a couple, oh, what's the term? The features? Feature, changes. So, I need to see if there's a place where I can actually... Hi, Catchy. I think that's off, so this should be fine. So, I mentioned a few devlogs ago at this point. Oh my gosh, there's so many of these things now. And, I mentioned that I put in a here icon to show you where the character is. Actually, there's a better map to display this on. Now, most of the game still has you in the center of the screen, but because of reasons, and the original game didn't do this, there are points where you teleport and you're still, like, not in the center of the map, kind of thing. So I added in a here icon that shows you where you are once you enter a map. And, upper. This one will be fine. And, why does this go so far down? And it doesn't flip either! So I've made some changes to the here icon to make it less stupid. My original attempt didn't really work all that good. But now we have this. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna show this thing, and then it's gonna blink over to where our character actually is. And I'm having it start in the middle of the screen because I think it's more visually easy to see than just, you know, way over here. And I don't have a good way to, like... I don't know. I think it works. I think it's very useful, and it really works for this kind of area. Now, sometimes my characters will walk ahead a bit. Okay, that's just very bright. Okay. So it'll go to where they entered, not where they moved. Well, apparently I'm wrong. It'll just do that. Okay, sure. Whatever, game. You do you. But like that's where it would really help when it's all bloody white. Why is it so white? Ugh! It's like so bright! I feel like I have a switch on that's not supposed to be on that's making it really bright. Anyway, so that is the here icon, and I'm happy about that. Another feature change, and this one's actually a feature change from the original. In the original, when you... where is it? I have 10 scenes, I've mentioned them before, that's fine. But in the original game, when you had a character that was the leader that isn't Akira, the 10 scenes would just get skipped entirely. So, I didn't have a good way to do that back in the day. It's just... I definitely could have done it, I just didn't think of how. Really, I could have just done it with a switch, like, no problem, but I didn't think about it. So, now we have extra dialogue in the 10 scenes for when other characters are leading. I'm not doing a specific character, it's just whoever's the designated team leader. And if there isn't a team leader, like, later in the game you get to choose your party and do some dungeon shenanigans. In those instances, it'll just put in any switch, it'll prompt your... Actually, I don't think it has to prompt anyone specific. But the character dialogue there will be for anyone, so it'll be fine. Now this is a little bit of a problem for characters like Zephyr, who has the max number of pages. Why are there only 20 pages in Envy? I don't understand. Now given, I've only ever used, like, 23 maybe? Like, max? For any single event, but, like, this is... You know, I probably shouldn't be having something on that's literally in, like, the epilogue quest. Maybe I'll blur that out if I remember. But anyway, so, instead of adding a new page for if is leader and stuff like that, actually for the later ones I had to use self variables just to be able to do it. But I just move everyone out of the way. That way I don't have to deal with an extra page for if the character is doing stuff. I think Zephyr is the only one that makes it up here. And actually, do I have this? Yeah, okay. For reasons, I also have an Akira here. She doesn't have anything because I don't remember the circumstances in which she is not the protagonist via switches and such. But that's good. It's something my brother had complained about in the original. It's like, oh, okay, that's not okay. Why? So that's done. That's nice. I think I'm gonna cut that here now. Next part will be up tomorrow, and I'll see you then, gamers. That sounds weird. I'll see you later, gamers. There we go.